Good afternoon and welcome to another match in the Okaloosa County High School Academic Tournament. This year we have schools from all around Okaloosa County going head-to-head in a double elimination style tournament. These standout students will be displaying their knowledge of math, science, history, fine arts and literature, pop culture, and more to determine our tournament champion for 2022. I'm your host and moderator, David Honsinger. Lisa Null will be our timekeeper, while Scott Smith and Lieutenant Eric Bernal will be our chief judges and make all the final decisions on all things official. Scott Smith is a registered professional engineer and has degrees in engineering and management. He is retired from the Air Force and still works at Eglin Air Force Base as a civilian. He has taught math, statistics, and logistics analysis at AFIT, Northwest Florida State College, and the University of Arkansas. Lieutenant Eric Bernal, test engineer at the 28th Test and Evaluation Squadron. Lieutenant Bernal is an air-to-ground weapons test engineer with a bachelor's and master's degree in mechanical engineering, with a focus on modeling and simulation. He is from Columbus, Ohio, and is a proud Ohio State Buckeye. Today's teams are from Rocky Bayou Christian School and Fort Walton Beach High School. We'll take a quick break and come back and meet our teams and get started. Welcome back. Let's meet our teams. First is Rocky Bayou Christian School, coaches Michael and Julie Mosley, and now the team members will introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Michael Mosley and I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, I'm Chris Sealing and I'm in 10th grade.
Hi, I'm Scarlett Stevens and I'm in 10th grade.
Their opponents today are Fort Walton Beach High School under the coaching of Cindy Stone. Team members will now introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Alex Parker and I'm a junior.
I'm Kira Quinn and I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Will Kiker and I'm a freshman.
Hi, I'm Cece Cameron. I'm a senior.
And now that we've met everybody, let's go ahead and get started with the first question of today's tournament. First question, this category is miscellaneous. The youngest of the three siblings in this series, Connor, owns a private equity firm, so he has a lot more money than his older sister Sarah and older brother Tom, but is the only one whose marriage is falling apart. Name this ABC television series that stars Topher Grace as Tom, who is writing a thinly disguised book about his family, the Hayworths.
Empire?
That is incorrect. Can you take it for a while?
Hi.
The answer is home economics. Toss-up number 2, social studies. This state has seen 55 attempts to recall its elected governor, but only twice when that recall.
California?
California is correct. Bonus questions for you are the category is science. Name these diseases whose vaccines were partly developed by American biologist Maurice Hilleman. This disease has a Hong Kong strain whose vaccine was a Hilleman creation. Other strains of it are named for Asia, Russia, and Spain.
Flu.
Flu?
Yeah,
Spanish flu.
yeah, Spanish
Russian
flu, right.
That's what I'm...
Seems like
Flu.
Flu is correct. Since 1969, one Hilleman vaccine prevents 3 diseases: measles, German measles, and this disease that infects the parotid glands near your ears that produce saliva.
That's going to be mumps.
I was going to say the same thing, yeah. Mumps.
Mumps is correct. Next toss-up category is math, pencils, and paper ready. In the game of Battleship, each place in a 2-dimensional grid is specified through a different letter-number combination, A through J and 1 through 10. Give the percentage probability that a randomly chosen place on the grid has a letter B through F and a number less than 4. The answer is 15%. 15%. Your next toss-up category is science. With the name from the Swedish for heavy stone, it has the highest melting point of all metals and was commonly used in old-style TV tubes. Its symbol in the periodic table comes from its German name, wolfram. Name this metal, still the main ingredient of most incandescent light bulb filaments. Alex.
Tungsten.
Tungsten is the correct answer. Your bonuses are on literature. Identify these Americans famed for their non-fiction. His work, The American Crisis, is less well known today than his Common Sense.
Common sense. Pain, yeah.
Thomas Paine.
Thomas Paine is correct. She gave her speech called On Women's Right to Vote in 1872, 2 weeks after being arrested for voting.
Is it Susan B. Anthony?
Oh, it could be.
That's my only guess.
Susan B. Anthony.
Susan B. Anthony is the correct answer. The next toss-up category is literature. Theater tradition prevents the name of this play from being...
Macbeth.
Macbeth is the correct answer. Your bonuses are on fine arts. Identify these Tony Award-winning roles played by Broadway legend Mary Martin. The military nurse from Arkansas in Rodgers and Hammerstein's South Pacific.
I don't know her name.
I have no information.
Mary.
Nellie Forbush. Martin played this male role opposite Cyril Richard, who won a Tony as Captain Hook.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is the correct answer. The next toss-up is fine arts. The Philadelphia Opera's 2021 production of this opera added a narrator and removed 2 police agents and a jailer. However, the production keeps the boy soprano, the painter named Cavaradossi, and the title woman who kills the corrupt chief of police, Baron Scarpia, in what Puccini opera that ends with that woman jumping off the parapet of Rome's Castel Sant'Angelo?
Maria.
That is incorrect. Can you take it, Fort Walton? Alex?
Jennifer.
Tosca. Tosca. Your next toss-up is a math question, pencils and paper ready. Give the values of x and y that satisfy the equations 4x plus 3y equals 12 and x minus 3y equals 18. Sorry, time was called. The correct answers are x is 6 and y is negative 4. Your next toss-up is in social studies. Medon and his father Codrus were among the last kings of this city, some 500 years before this city became a democracy. While returning home from the island of Crete,
Athens?
Athens is correct. Your bonuses are math. Pencils and paper ready. Consider the ellipse at x squared over 16 plus y squared over 49 equals 1. Give the 2 ordered pairs, one at each end, that form the ellipse's vertical axis.
My guess would be 0, 7 and 0, negative 7. I have no idea. Okay.
If you had given the answer, that was the correct answer. In square root form, give the 2 ordered pairs that are the ellipse's foci.
Oh, how do you find foci?
I don't know.
That's
Try
these
4, 0,
ones.
negative 4.
4, 0, negative 4, 0. You want to do that?
It's not that, but yeah, sure.
4, 0, negative 4, 0.
It is 0 square root of 33 and 0 negative square root of 33. Toss-up number 9 is science. The boiling water type of this device pumps water into a pressure vessel that turns the water to steam and outputs the steam to a turbine. The pressurized water type of this device keeps the pumped water from boiling near the control rods, only allowing steam to be created by heating a separate water source inside its containment structure. Identify this device that uses nuclear fission to generate electricity. Alex?
A nuclear reactor.
Nuclear reactor is the answer we were looking for. Your bonus questions are social studies. The 114-year period when France was ruled by Louis XIII and Louis XIV is now thought of in France by the phrase le grand siècle. What is the English translation of the French word siècle?
See, I don't speak French. It seems like the great darkness. I don't know.
You want to say darkness?
Sure.
That's probably not right, but
Darkness.
Century.
oh,
Which entire century makes up most of le grand siècle?
oh, most of would it be these? Because 1700s is the 16th century. Would it be 16th
that's-
or 15th?
What years? 1700s?
I think it's 1700s.
So
That'd be the
But
18th century.
18th century.
18th century.
It is the 17th century, the 1600s. The next toss-up is a language arts question. For a quiz bowl player who averages one toss-up a game where he suddenly gets 9 toss-ups would be a statistical anomaly.
Oh, outlier?
That is not correct. Let me read the whole question again for Rocky. For a quiz bowl player who averages one toss-up each game, a game where he suddenly gets 9 toss-ups would be a statistical anomaly. Spell the noun anomaly. Scarlett?
ANOMALY.
That is correct. Your bonuses are fine arts. Answer these questions about the Hermitage Museum in St. Petersburg, Russia. In 2021, it celebrated the 800th birthday of this Prince of Novgorod, the hero of the Battle of Neva and the Battle on the Ice, and a saint of the Russian Orthodox Church.
St. Peter, I don't know.
St. Peter.
Alexander Nevsky. The 2021 exhibition of works by Danish sculptor Bertel Thorvaldsen, famed for his sculpture of Christ, includes a marble statue of this boy who, in Greek myth, was the cupbearer to the gods.
Okay.
Dionysus.
Sure. Dionysus.
Ganymede. The next toss-up is a math question. Pencils and paper ready. In slope-intercept form, give the equation for the line containing the points 2, 2, and 7, negative 13. Just in time, Chris.
Y equals 3x minus 3.
That is incorrect, and there is no time left for Fort Walton to jump in. It is y equals 3x plus 8. That's the half. And that is the half. So we'll take a quick break, total up the scores, and hear from one of our schools. Welcome back. We have a halftime score of Fort Walton Beach, 95 points, Rocky Bayou Christian School, 10 points. We have one substitution at the half for Fort Walton Beach. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
David Starr, Jr.
All right, since that's everybody, let's go ahead and begin the second half with a toss-up question on social studies. This city's downtown area includes King George Square, named for England's George V. This home to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary is named for the governor of New South Wales.
Sydney?
That is incorrect. I will read the entire question over here for Rocky. This city's downtown area includes King George Square, named for England's George V. This home to the Lone Pine Koala Sanctuary is named for the governor of New South Wales in the early 1820s. Identify this capital city of Australia's Queensland state that will host the 2032 Summer Olympics.
Canberra.
No, it's Brisbane. Brisbane. The next toss-up is a literature question. This author is credited with beginning the genre of detective novels by featuring his French aristocrat detective C. Auguste Dupin in his short stories The Mystery of Marie Roget, The Purloined Letter, and The Murders in the Rue Morgue. Name this
Edgar Allan Poe.
Edgar Allan Poe is the correct answer. Your bonuses are on social studies. Nominated for the Supreme Court in 2016, but not appointed, he joined Joe Biden's cabinet in 2021. Name this longtime judge who is now U.S. Attorney General.
I knew it.
Clarence Thomas.
Oh, I know. It's Clarence Thomas.
Merrick Garland. The Attorney General serves as the secretary of this cabinet department.
Justice Department, right?
Is that a department?
I don't know.
Well, Justice Department.
Justice is correct.
Good job.
The next toss-up is a social studies question. This group, driven from power after the September 11th attacks, is now back with a vengeance.
The Taliban?
Taliban is the correct answer. Your bonus is math. Pencils and papers ready. 3 integers, x, y, and z, have a sum of 156. X is 13 more than twice y, and z is 10 more than 4 times y. Give the value of x.
What was Z again?
Plus 13.
Z is 4y.
Twice more. Z is 4y. So if x equals 13 plus 2.
I have 7.
The first part of that, the answer is 51. Now please give the value of z.
What was 51?
4y.
So that means that it's going to
If
be
x is 51, so that would mean 51
One
minus
over
13
nine.
equals 2y.
204 plus 10. That would be 214.
It is 86. The next toss-up is a literature question. Disturbing this god while he was sleeping, and he would let out a scary, blood-curdling shout. When this son of Hermes chased a nymph named Syrinx. Michael?
Pan.
Pan is the correct answer. Your bonuses are on social studies. Answer these about Supreme Court decisions in 2021. It ruled that this company's use of Oracle's Java code without licensing is permitted under copyright law.
Sure. Facebook.
Google. It ruled that this organization was violating federal antitrust law by keeping university athletes from receiving money for use of their name, image, or likeness.
Under Armour.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Under Armour.
That was the NCAA.
No.
Next toss-up is a miscellaneous category question. Named for a running surface that surrounded the original Yankee Stadium, this space is now about 5 yards wide and about 150 yards long in most Major League Baseball parks. Give the 2-word term for this area, usually made of something other than grass or turf, that is intended to let an outfielder keep his eye on the ball while allowing him to feel with his feet that he's near the wall.
Bullpen.
That's incorrect. Can you take it, Fort Walton?
Perimeter.
The warning track. The next toss-up is a social studies question. Their real names were Pierre, Lucien, and Jean Conrad, but they were called by this collective term when they told John Marshall and 2 other Americans in 1797 that the French Foreign Minister Talleyrand would only see them if the U.S. agreed to loan France.
XYZ.
That is correct. It's the XYZ affair. Your bonuses are literature questions. Name the American authors of these stories with a color in the title. The Green Mile.
Why do I think I would know this? I have
No
idea.
idea. I don't know. Just say nothing.
No answer.
Stephen King.
Oh.
The Red Pony.
Haven't heard of that.
I haven't, no.
Smith.
John Steinbeck. Next toss-up question is a science question. A fissure divides it into 2 hemispheres. Other parts of it include the hippocampus and the olfactory bulb. Name this part of your brain responsible for consciousness and personality, whose outer layer, or cortex, is divided into lobes, and that is
The prefrontal?
incorrect. I'll read the whole question again for Rocky. A fissure divides it into 2 hemispheres. Other parts of it include the hippocampus and the olfactory bulb. Name this part of your brain responsible for consciousness and personality, whose outer layer, or cortex, is divided into lobes and that is larger than the medulla and cerebellum.
Peripheral cortex.
It is the cerebrum. Next toss-up is a fine arts question. This substance can be made by removing the bark of a pine tree and then harvesting and distilling the substance made by the tree to heal the wound. Used with human substances like Vicks VapoRub, even though it can be a skin irritant when used in an artist's studio, what chemical is often used by artists as a paint thinner and as a way to clean their palettes and oil painting brushes?
Alcohol.
That's incorrect. For Walton.
Time.
Turpentine. The next toss-up question, if I can turn the page, is a social studies question. On a Monday in June, this war began with the destruction of the Egyptian Air Force. By Thursday, both Jordan and Egypt had signed a ceasefire.
The 6-Day War.
Six-Day War is correct. Your bonuses are on science. Identify these methods of heat transfer from their examples. You sit on the sunny beach for an hour without sunscreen and end up with a major sunburn on your neck.
Anybody know what the types of heat transfer are?
Radiation.
No, enthalpy.
What?
Enthalpy.
I defer to Scarlett.
Enthalpy.
Radiation.
Oh.
Instant oatmeal has water added and is then put in a microwave. The microwave heats the water, which then heats the oats.
Transduction, maybe?
Transduction.
Convection. Next toss-up is a science question. Pencils and paper ready. An electric transformer has 8 coil turns on the secondary for every coil turn on the primary. What voltage is needed on the primary to create 240 volts on the secondary?
40.
Say that again, please.
40.
That is incorrect. Can you take it for Walton?
240?
30. 30 is the correct answer. The next toss-up is a literature question. This novel is credited as the first to use the word snowflake as an insult. Its narrator, who suffers from insomnia, is never named, but is in near constant conflict with his alter ego, Tyler Durden. Give the 2-word title of this Chuck Palahniuk novel that describes a group of men who meet regularly for bare-knuckle brawling and whose first 2 rules are
Fight Club.
Fight Club is the correct answer. Your bonuses are on social studies. This state's 20th century Democrat Senator Birch Bayh is credited as the first man ever to write 2 ratified amendments to the U.S. Constitution. Name this Midwest state that usually votes Republican and is home to former Vice Presidents Dan Quayle and Mike Pence.
Indiana? Indiana.
Indiana is correct. Bayh wrote this amendment that details what to do if a president dies or becomes incapacitated.
Oh,
That
is it the 21st?
No, that's,
Or is it the 19th?
no, it's after. It's gonna be like
Isn't
23.
21st probation?
23rd?
It's gonna be later.
Is it? I think it's the 60s.
20.
The answer is the 25th Amendment. Your next toss-up is a math question. Pencils and paper ready. Give the velocity of a particle at t equals 3 seconds if the particle's displacement d follows the equation d equals t cubed minus 8t squared plus 11t minus 14. The answer is negative 10 units per second. And that is the end of the round, the match. We will take a quick break, total up the scores, and we'll see you come right back. Welcome back. We have a final score today of Fort Walton Beach, 125 points, Rocky Bayou Christian School, 50 points. Thank you to all of the students who participated in today's match, and thank you all for tuning in. We'd also like to thank our corporate sponsors, Microsystems Incorporated and 98 Barbecue. Stay tuned next time for another exciting match.